Fisher Space Pens, a true American original. If you have no experience with the Fisher Space Pen line of products, then my friend, you are in for a treat. If you're like I am and grew up in the 60s, a Fisher Space Pen was the thing to have and still remains relevant today. Pens may seem like antiquated technology with everybody having those smartphone gizmos to type and you can send messages on and all that craziness. But those smartphones and related gizmos require electricity and compared to pens and paper are relatively fragile. Sometimes you just want to be able to put ink on paper. What's so special about the space pens? Well, for one, they can write in a variety of very hostile conditions. Very low temperatures, very high temperatures. They will write upside down, underwater. Of course, the pens will write in 0 Gs, as the space pen name implies. Also, the pens are very leak resistant, which is great for those of us who are absent-minded and tend to run our pens through the washing machine. Also, the pen is very smooth writing because it is a pressurized cartridge. This is particularly important if you're of the left-handed persuasion like I am. This is truly an ambidextrous cartridge. Most ballpoint pens will skip with left-handed people using them because the design is for the ball to be dragged across the piece of paper from right to left. When you're left-handed and using an ordinary ballpoint pen, you're actually pushing the ball back up into the pen from left to right, and it tends to make the pen skip or run dry. So this particular type of pen is very good for those southpaws. In this video, I'll be focusing on reviewing this Police Pro model, but before getting to that, I want to talk about the original. This is the bullet pen that's been made since probably the mid-1960s, at least on the commercial market. And this is a terrific pen. There's a lot of advantages to this. As you can see how compact it is. This is folded up, but here we have the Police Pro, which is a full-size pen, and it's only about 2/3 the length. This converts into a near full-size pen by removing and reversing the cap. This is compact, very lightweight, and works really well. The disadvantages to the bullet pen are it requires basically 2 hands to operate, to remove and reverse the cap. And the pen is kind of thin, especially for someone with big fat hands. So it's not all that comfortable for writing pages and pages of documents. But it's very handy to have around. Again, it's so nice and compact. It slips right into the side of my little notepad here. And this is what us old guys' version of text messaging is. But I was also looking for a second pen to carry. First, it's always good to have a backup, especially for those of us who don't use those smartphone gizmos. And second, I wanted something that was a little bit more comfortable for greater amounts of writing and was one-hand operation. The bullet pen is terrific, but I wanted something a little easier to use. So I settled on this Fisher Police Pro model. First, note that this Police Pro model uses the exact same cartridge as most space pens, which is the same one used in this classic bullet pen. So that's one big advantage as far as logistics. Also note that I'm not really big into buying things just because they are either made for or used by military and law enforcement. The fact that this is a police pen is of really no consequence, at least to me. It's interesting to know it may be a point of consideration that it's used by government agencies, but it's certainly not a reason unto itself, at least for me, to buy one. This is a full-sized all-metal pen. I believe it's made out of brass. It's coated with, I'm not sure exactly what this black coating is, but it's reasonably comfortable and it's not at all slick in your hands. This is, of course, a click mechanism. Very positive, works very well. I've been carrying this pen for several months. I've had no problems with it at all. Has a rather sturdy pocket clip. See if I can get this in there. It keeps the pen where it belongs till you need it. Let me see if I can get this to focus. And one of the nice features of this pen is the bottom of the barrel is flattened. I don't know if you can see the flats on the pen there. But it makes it very comfortable to write with, at least for me with my big fat mitts. Very nice writing instrument. The fit and finish on this pen is so-so, but it's more than adequate as an everyday working pen. If you use the pen, you'll probably feel a little bit of wobble in the tip of the cartridge here. The clicking mechanism, a little bit loose in there, but it works fine. The finish, I believe, is going to start coming off pretty quickly, but again, I really don't care. This is a working pen. This barrel nut that secures the cartridge in tends to come loose on me. Not a big deal. I'll probably throw a little bit of blue Loctite on there. But overall, for its price point and its intended purpose, perfectly adequate. It's certainly not a precision instrument like this Mont Blanc, but this Police Pro pen is somewhere around $22, and these Mont Blancs, which are highly precision, are well over $100. In my opinion, the Police Pro model is a terrific everyday carry pen. It's comfortable, it writes smoothly, and at a $20-ish price point, it's not a pen you're going to cry if you lose or get stolen. So this is going to be my primary carry pen. In fact, it already is. And I'll use the bullet pen as a backup in my handy little text message sending unit. So that's the basics of the Police Pro Fisher Space Pen. Thanks for watching. This is the Suburban Sentinel. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you see. Questions and enlightening comments are always welcome. Write safely, everybody.